just finished up my 5th night in my new Klymit Cross Canyon 4. Let's talk about it. So, I bought this tent for a turkey hunt and just general camping. And I didn't finish out my turkey hunt. I'm leaving a little early. There's a whole nother video on that. But my last tent that I had for years and years and years started falling apart. So I was looking around, and the last one I was using was a 4-person tent as well. And I liked the space that it offered. So even though it's just me, and so I kept eyeballing this one. I ended up picking it up, and I really like this tent. It's pretty awesome. So a quick view inside. I'm sitting on my cot in one corner, or one side I should say, and there is ample room. When they say that this is a 4-person tent, you could literally fit 4 people my size. I'm a big dude with cots in this tent and still have room to like actually move around. Not like my last 4-person tent where the 4 people they're referring to was like small, like Korean children. These like full-size adults can fit in here. Another super awesome feature about this, it's pretty tall. So I'm 6'4", and I can almost stand up in it. So that's awesome when it comes to trying to put on pants, stuff like that. There's no like laying on the ground and like trying to shimmy your pants up. You can just stand up and put your pants on. It's great. Storage. Inside there are 4 on each corner. Little net dealios, just like this. 2 on the other side. There is 1 big net on top, and then 2 side nets to hold your goodies. So that's pretty sweet. On the outside for the rainfly, this tent is pretty much all netting, except it's meant to be used with the rainfly most of the time, unless like maybe summer nights or whatever, to keep the bugs off you. Then you obviously take the rainfly off. But with the rainfly, I have this side staked out, and it's quite a bit of room. I had my ice chest in here, and you could put a couple of packs, something like that. You could fit quite a bit of gear in here and still be able to get around. Even with this one side staked over here, I would unzip from here and have plenty of room, and this would tie back to get in and out, no problem. This side's not staked out, just the one side, just to give it some shape, and you can kind of see there. Zipper quality is pretty good. They're a little light for my liking. I like a good heavy zipper, because that's kind of always the failure point. But as I've been using it more and more, the zippers are kind of breaking in, if you will, and that they're getting a lot better. Here are some of the zippers here. Your main door zippers. All in all, I really like this tent a lot. The color on it is really neat. Seeing it in the pictures, I thought it was going to be like a very, very orange, which I'm not too crazy about. I do like the gray, but I wasn't too crazy about the orange. But when I got it, the color is actually like a burnt reddish copper color. It's really hard to describe, but it looks really, really neat. So all in all, really happy with this tent. It's really easy to set up and take down. I'll do a video on that when I'm taking the tent down, so you can see kind of the reverse order of how it goes up. But yeah, highly recommend. Okay, so taking the tent down, by the way, we're up near the gorgeous White Mountain area by Big Lake, Arizona. Highly recommend. But anyways, to take the tent down, obviously this is reverse order. If you're putting it back up, rainfly is held on. These 4 clips that you can add a little tension to it if you need. Pretty simple. And there are additional tie downs if you want to use these. I typically don't, but if you're in super windy stuff, you might need that. I forgot to mention, it does have these
little vents. I don't remember how these work. I think they go down. Velcro in there. Oh, that's how it works. That's right. You can seal that up, or if you want better airflow, you can pop it out. Sorry, Velcro it up, and now you have a little bit of a vent. I didn't notice a whole lot of airflow from these vents, but I wasn't really paying that much close attention to it. So, just another neat little feature. So this is how the tent is held up. No more sleeves. It's all just clips. Super, super handy. When you're setting the tent up, you want to try to, don't put your feet in yet. Lay your braces down on the ground, because the tent's obviously going to be on the ground. And then you want to start with the top and kind of work your way out, probably about to here. And then go ahead and seat your feet in the little holes. Because, as I said, I'm 6'4", and, I can reach the top. But if you try to do it the other way around, a shorter person will not be able to reach the top. So it's a good way to do it that way. This is another option. You can start with the feet and then kind of have your tent poles just kind of hanging out here on top. But it doesn't take much. And these will fall down like such, and it's kind of a pain. So that's why you start with the tent feet out and then start from the center and kind of brace it yourself and hold it back in. But I'll show you when it's all wrapped up. Then from here, pretty standard. About eighth it over, catch my drift. Roll it up. The rainfly is a bit tricky because it is not square at all. The other handy little feature is that this is not a bag. It's a roll that houses the whole tent. You'll see here in a second. There's a little label on it for you. But this also, flip it over, roll it out, and stake it down. And this doubles as a doormat. So you can stake that down in front of your door. I had it set up earlier. It works pretty good. Just got to be careful to make sure that your stakes are out of the way. No one's going to trip on them. But yeah, pretty cool. And once it's all wrapped up, I'll show you how it goes inside of the wrap roll container. I'm not sure what to call it. Now that I got this folded up, roughly in quarters, a nice tip is to put something heavy on the other end. So that's my stake bag, and I got a sledgehammer over there. So that way you got my tent poles in here, so when I roll it, I have something to pull against, and I can get that roll much, much tighter. Which this bag has plenty of room in it, so it's not like you have to get it crazy tight. It's just, for your own personal advice there. Put some little heavy on, then pull against it. Much tighter roll. So, got the rainfly folded up. It's kind of like a bowl shape, so it's kind of hard to fold. So I just kept bringing the ends in. Now it looks like a kayak. So, same thing. Throw my hammer and stake bag on that end, and then grab my tent and put it on this end, and then start rolling. So you got your tent and rainfly rolled up. It's going to sit on one of these ends. I think preferably this side. The clips are on that side. And then you're going to roll it up, and there's end caps that flip over, and you cinch it all together. So you got a clip right here. Cinch it down nice and tight. And then you have these caps. Didn't do a very good job, but that's one side. Number two side, and then these clip to each other. and didn't do a good job, but there it is.